Welcome to another episode of Class Haven Farms. So what are we doing today? Well, today is the day to move our chickens from out of our garden area out here to the front yard. So you guys are going to get to see us move this Premier One Poultry netting and see how I hook the coop up to the back of the tractor on the heavy hitch and show you how I move it. So here we have the area that we're going to move the girls out and set the Premier One poultry netting up. So you can see I put cones at four corners to give me my 200 feet, so 50 feet on each side. The game plan here is for April to put them here, and then next month I'll move them further down closer to where, actually I'll probably put them right on top of where the apple trees are. And each month I will move them. Now I've chose this site to start me out because in April here it's not too hot. They don't really need the shade. They'll have enough shade from the coop and going up underneath the run. But for right now, this is a good spot for them. Later on in the summer months, when it starts getting hot, I'll probably keep them on this back corner because the trees will give them some shade, especially in the afternoon when the sun starts setting. On the real hot months, I might even actually have them in front of, this little pine tree here and things like that to give them some kind of shade for the hot mornings. But for right now, I want to move them out here. Now, the other thing that I did, if you look from the edge of my driveway to here, I left 12 feet. The reason why I left 12 feet, if you guys remember, I plan on doing the meat chickens. So the meat chicken coop will be 12 feet. So I'll probably end up moving that, starting it on this edge here. So I'm trying to think ahead. Again, one of the reasons why I'm doing this is fertilizer. I paid the $800 for the netting, but I'm getting fertilizer out of the girls that's renewable. At least that's my thought process in this. So after I move them, I can come behind them real heavy with grass seed because the girls will have torn up all the weeds, kind of aerated everything for me. And we'll see if this works. I've never really done it this way. This is just something that I've been looking at about, moving and grazing and things like that. And we're just going to try it. So what I have to do now is I'm going to get my little push mower and I'm going to set that thing all the way down to the ground on the lowest setting. And I'm going to cut a straight line 4 times to give me my lines. Because what I don't want, and I can hear it over on the other side, is my fence is arcing on this tall grass. So I want to cut this down as far down as I possibly can. So that way I have a good month where I don't have to worry about the grass coming up and getting in there. I guess if it does, then I'll just take the weed eater out and cut around it as I need to, but that'll kind of be a pain. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. That's my thought process. Now I'm going to show you, and the last thing, I got to move this fencing around my pecan tree. So if you guys remember, I did a video several months ago about trying to protect my trees from the deer. So this tree will be inside this fenced-in area. We'll see how it goes with the chickens. I know with my blueberry bushes in my garden, I was planning on moving them anyway, but we'll see how they do with this. I'm hoping they don't tear it up too bad. I'm trying it out here because when I move them over to the apple trees, if they get in and tear this one up too much, then I'm going to make sure I don't put them near the apple trees because I don't want them tearing that one up. This one right now I'm not too worried about. I haven't put up a second pecan tree, so it's not like it has a mate to be able to really start doing anything. But one thing I will do is the brooder box from the baby chicks I have not emptied out. I'm going to put that around here so it'll have a nice base of nitrogen for it. Also help with my weed issues because you can see my grass is starting to grow up around it. So it's something to think about when you have fruit bearing trees and things like that. You really got to look at your weeds, because believe it or not, these weeds are choking this tree off. You wouldn't think that, but they really are. So let's go ahead and get my little mower out, my little push mower, and we'll push mow 4 straight lines. Alright, so I got my lines cut here. So you can see kind of the path where it goes down. Again, I set that mower all the way down on the lowest setting to try to help me out here. And then I took my posts up around the pecan tree. So I will go ahead and clean out the brooder box and get that set up. And then the next thing we'll do is set our Premier One Poultry netting all the way around our box we just cut. So you can see I got it down to where it comes up to the first connection point. So the way they're connected, I don't know that I've ever really gone over this with you guys. Sorry. Kind of hard doing this with a camera in your hand. But you just have these prongs that slide together. And I can tell, I have to set this down. So you have these prongs here, and they just slide into each other. So you just take those off, and this is my first 100 foot here, and this is my second 100 foot. So I'm going to get this all laid out, rolled up, and then I'll walk it over there and then start setting it up. So I'm going to try rolling this. It seems to be working pretty good. This was how it was when I bought it from Premier One. It was rolled up. Again, this is something new for me, so just kind of showing you guys as I go along. So you can see I have both 100-foot sections rolled up. I have my corner posts laid out, and I brought the IntelliShock over. Now that's not set up. The way you want to set that up and the way the instructions explain it to you is you want to set it up due south, because that'll give you your best coverage. So the next thing I'm doing now is cleaning out the coop, hooking it up to the tractor, and dragging it over here. So I wanted to show you guys the inside of the coop, because if you remember back in November when I talked about winterizing my coop, I talked about the deep bedding method. So what I've done here is once a week since the 1st of November, I have added a layer of either pine shavings or sawdust shavings, whatever it was that I had, over top of the chicken manure that was in here. Now you can see how deep I'm now hitting the bottom there. So just to kind of give you an idea. So all of this right here is going to go around the base of our apple trees, full of nitrogen. That's what the apple trees need. Plus it's going to help keep the weeds out of there. So I'm going to scoop everything out of here. I'm going to take out all the straw out of the nesting boxes. This entire coop is going to be completely cleaned out, and then I'll start over and I will do the same thing. So starting the 1st of April until the 1st of November, I will do the same thing and do a deep bedding method. I will put a link to that video when I winterize this coop, just to kind of give you an idea. And let's get this thing cleaned out. All right, so in order to move this chicken coop, I got everything cleaned out. I have 2 wing nuts that sit down here on the bottom of this run so that I can take the run off. Once I get the run off, I will hook the tractor up to the front of it using the 3-point hitch and the heavy hitch on the back with the hook. And then I can move this whole chicken coop around. Now I only move my chicken coop once a month, mainly because of how long it takes to do all this. And I'm sure there's other ways that I could do this to make it a little easier on me. But this works for me. I'm not saying this is the best way to do it. Some people probably would build a lighter coop and things like that, especially for the summertime, and maybe have a heavier coop that's more stationary in the wintertime. But again, I like to use this coop here in my garden in the wintertime, and that puts a good fertilizer base down for me, so I'm not having to spend extra money and just trying to reuse everything I have. So take my latches here off the top, just take a spin on there, and then move this so you can see it. Slide this out away a little bit. She's going to be tight to the ground because it's been sitting there for so long. Push my wheels down. And then pick up here. And it'll roll. So I can move this around. So that's disconnected there. So now I'll show you how I hook up on the tractor. So my heavy hitch has a hook, and I just take this chain and put it through the slot of that hook, and then I'll pick my 3-point hitch up. Once I pick it up, this thing is kind of on skiffs, and I can just take it right out of here. Alright, so when I first started making this video that you guys were watching, I did it about a month ago, and then I had a whole bunch of stuff just kind of go on, my personal life and things going on, so I kind of took a break from making videos for a little bit. But we are now 1 month into this, so when I first put this fence up, that was the 1st of April, and now it is the 1st of May, so now we're going to move it. But I wanted to show you guys this and kind of give you an idea of, after a month of this thing being the way, set up the way it is, you can see how tall the grass is. Now the grass was cut when I moved these 2 coops in here. Some of the other things to think about, of course, on this side I kept it cut pretty good, but on the inside I couldn't. And you can hear some spots, especially when you get over here, you have some pretty tall grass where it was arcing. So that's why when I cut my path here, something that I did different is I did 3 swipes with my push mower to really cut it all the way down. So just to kind of give you guys an idea of my game plan here, I'm going to get ready to move the girls out, and I'm going to cut the grass in here with the 0 turn, and then after that I'm going to come behind it and seed really heavy. You probably won't be able to see it, but because the girls have been in there, you know, pooping and scratching and doing all that, my game plan is to come behind them with a lot of grass seed, and hopefully this square right here will really, you know, pop with nice green grass. So that concludes the video here. I hope you guys like it. As always, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I'm kind of slowing down with how much video footage I'm going to be putting out, just because I have so much going on. There is one thing that I will show you here at the end, because I did take in something that I think you guys will like. It's probably been one of my most watched videos talking about my Tractor Supply trailer. So let me get you guys set up and I'll show you a little sneak peek into that. So the video I did on my Tractor Supply trailer, and I'll put a link up at the top of that if you haven't seen that before. It's my most watched video. It's a 5x8 trailer that I bought from Tractor Supply. Well, I was contacted by Carry On, who's the trailer manufacturer that makes that trailer. They make it for big stores like Tractor Supply and Lowe's. So they contacted me, and they said they really liked the review that I did, that it was very fair, and they said they were redesigning this trailer. So this is the new redesigned, the next gen trailer is what they're calling it. And I want to really thank Gary Holbrook, who's director of sales for Carry On. Gary, you know, thanks, man. It's pretty cool. My channel is not really big, but it's pretty cool when a company reaches out
to a small-time guy like me and says, hey, we'd really like to give you this trailer, put it through some work, and do a review on it. So that's something that's going to come up. I'm just going to kind of walk you guys around it, only because I have so much going on this week. I don't know when I would have time to do a video on this trailer. But for anybody that's interested, there's a lot of cool features to this thing, and a lot of nice features. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison of the other 5x8 trailer I have and then this one. So I just wanted to leave you guys with that, kind of give you something. Probably be 2 weeks or so before I can put a video out on this. But for those of you that are interested, like I said, that trailer video is the most watched video that I've had, and it's been really cool. A lot of the feedback and a lot of questions and things like that. So I always want to thank you guys for that, because that's why I like doing it, kind of make it interactive. So anyway, hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned to see some videos on this, and I'll see you on the next one.